Hold up.
I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're staying safe at home. Today I want to talk about exercise, rest, and recovery, and how your exercise program or your exercise regime could be your biggest obstacle. There are so many people who continue to get injured while they do exercise. There are so many people who say, I work out all the time, but yet I don't burn fat, the scale isn't moving, I'm not losing weight. There are so many people who work out and they say, I'm getting sicker and weaker instead of getting stronger and healthier. Well, your workouts and exercise, the number one thing that we need to understand is exercise is not a weight loss mechanism. Exercise is not a fat loss mechanism. Now, you'll be stunned by that because it's true. We exercise, okay? We create movement, blood circulation, build muscle, in turn that helps us to lose weight. But if you are struggling with weight loss, it's not only because of your exercise problem. The main reason is you have a hormonal imbalance. And because you have a hormonal imbalance, even though you beat yourself up with exercise or punish your body with exercise, you never get the results that you want. So it doesn't mean you do more exercise, it means that you address a hormonal imbalance problem. Now, a lot of people work out throughout the week. You know, we've got into this whole thing where Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're constantly working out, or we take one day of rest. What is right and what is wrong? Everyone is different. Everyone is unique. Okay, I like to give the example of an athlete. Athletes have great bodies, most of them. Athletes are strong, they have endurance, they manage injury better. Okay, and what do athletes do? They eat, they sleep, and they train. Over and over again. They eat, sleep, and train. That's their job. That's their job. That's why they get highly paid and all of that stuff, because their job is to eat, sleep, and train. The more you train, and athletes have to train, they train a lot, they have to eat accordingly. So their carbs go up, their proteins go up, their fats go up. They also have to rest more. But what happens in the real world, we try to overtrain, and most of us don't even get the required rest, recovery, and sleep. Now that starts to harm you in the biggest way. How do you know if you're overtraining? How do you know if you are under recovering? Here are some of the points. Your muscles are always sore. Now, of course, after you finish a workout, you want that soreness, that sweet soreness. You know, you've broken down muscle tissue, and while you're resting and recovering, certain cells called fibroblasts will now go and repair those muscles, making them stronger and increasing their size. That's how a perfectly efficient human body works with exercise. But if you're constantly sore, you've not recovered from that leg workout, your pecs are still sore, your shoulders are sore, your biceps are sore. So you know that you are overtraining and you are under recovering. Or maybe you're training the right way, but you are not resting and you are not sleeping and recovering the right way. Fatigue. After a good workout, yes, you should feel tired, but you should feel energized. If post your workouts and for the rest of the day you're constantly fatigued, you know that you're not resting enough and you're not recovering well enough. When you constantly have pain, soreness is one thing, but you know the amount of people out there training and they live with pain all the time. I know people who train and they take painkillers to get rid of the pain. It's just a simple indicator that either you're overtraining or you're training correctly, but you're not resting and you're not recovering. Injury. If you're constantly getting injured, this doesn't make sense. The fact that the beauty of exercise is to make us stronger, make us holistically stronger, more flexible, more mobility, stronger endurance. But if you're constantly getting injured, I think that's become a fad, because today every second person is, oh, I just go to my physiotherapist when I'm injured. I mean, go. There's nothing to be proud about. If your exercise is constantly injuring you, you have a bigger problem than that. You know, so injury, if you're constantly injured, your exercise and your rest and recovery is wrong. If you're getting demotivated, that you're working out, but you're not getting the results, you're not losing weight, you're not getting flexible, you're not getting stronger, it's a sign that you don't have enough of rest and recovery. When you notice emotional changes happening, where you're constantly health obsessed, you're constantly changing your workouts, you're constantly looking at what's the next exercise fad, what's the next way to punish my body with exercise. These emotional changes are signs again that you have less rest and recovery. If you have sleep issues, because the more you train, the more cortisol and adrenaline you produce, which can sometimes impact the way that you sleep, and reduced performance. Okay, if you're working out but you find that you're not getting stronger, you're lifting the same weight, you're doing the same amount of push-ups, you're doing the same amount of squats, you're not getting stronger, again, it's a sign that you're overtraining. So this is called muscle fatigue. The best quality muscle grows in rest and recovery. You need to understand that. We as a world need to understand that less is more. Less is more. Now, if you're training for a sport or you're becoming a bodybuilder, you're going to run a marathon. Of course, you're going to train hard, but you also have to rest hard. You also have to rest hard. Look at half the marathon runners with the amount of training, they should at least resemble the body of a runner. But most of them are running with massive pot bellies and all of that stuff, showing that their training, their nutrition, their rest and recovery are not talking to one another. And that's why there's so much of injury involved. Please understand that rest and recovery is magic for weight loss, it is magic for fat burn, it is magic for muscle growth. And yes, you want your muscle to grow because the more muscle you have, the quicker it is and the easier it is to burn body fat, especially the stubborn body fat that you find in your midriff, your abdominal area, your back. This is stubborn body fat, and the best way, there are no spot reduction exercises that work for you. Know that. Ab crunches do not give you a six-pack. It does not give you a six-pack. You have to work on larger muscles, make dietary changes, and grow more muscle. And that happens in rest and recovery. So when you look at athletes, they also sleep, they rest, recover. They take a whole load of supplements that help them recover quicker because that's their livelihood, that's their job. Now, when it comes down to you, you're gonna work. You're gonna work every day. You have your problems at home. You have all of these things, and yet you're overtraining and under-recovering. So you need to understand that overtraining produces excessive cortisol and adrenaline, which is why sometimes when you have a condition, like if you have a Hashimoto's thyroid, if you have an autoimmune condition, if you have an underactive thyroid, you cannot do intensive workouts. It goes against you. The point is because you're producing more cortisol and adrenaline, leading you to adrenal fatigue, which doesn't allow you to get better. So I'm not saying don't exercise, but exercise in a way that's right for your body. Don't. Maybe you can later do something intensive, but right now you have a condition. And for that condition to get better, for you to reverse that condition, if you're aiming at reversing that condition, you got to exercise according to the condition that you have. It's as simple as that. So on your rest days, don't be afraid of your rest days unless you are abusing your rest days. If you're eating junk and carbs and sugar throughout your rest day, of course you're going to put on weight. So if you work out a muscle group today, it can take you 24 to 48 hours before that muscle group repairs itself and recovers. Give it a break. Constant cardio all the time. You know, it's not okay to do cardio in the morning and weightlifting in the evening all the time. It doesn't mean that more is going to get you in shape. Because guess what? What really helps you to lose weight is exercise, but more than that, your diet. Now, on the days that you're resting and recovery, be really, really good with your diet. Of course, you can eat a little less since you're not doing any physical activity, but you still got to maintain your protein to repair your muscles. Your rest day, your muscles are repairing. They need amino acids from the protein that you eat. So you cannot reduce your protein on your rest day. You can reduce the amount of activity that you do. And this is the biggest obstacle that we see in people who struggle to lose weight or are constantly getting injured, or they have lower back problems or spondylitis. They're either overtraining or not training at all. Rest and recovery is magic. All of those cells and muscles have to repair themselves. That only happens when you're in a state of complete rest and complete sleep, deep sleep. You can take all the glutamine powders and all of the fancy sports nutrition supplements, but they cannot be effective without rest and without deep sleep. So please understand, the biggest concern of overtraining and under recovery is the amount of inflammation that you build up in your system. You have to understand every time you exercise, we produce inflammation, which in rest and recovery, the inflammation comes down. That's absolutely fine. But when I'm hammering the body with constant workouts all the time, I'm increasing inflammation. Inflammation leads to injury. Inflammation leads to lifestyle diseases, which are inflammatory in nature. Another mistake that we see, people constantly work out, but their warm-ups and their cool-downs are hardly 5 minutes. The more you train, the more you need to warm up and the more you need to cool down. It's simple science. If you've worked out a muscle really well, you need to relax that muscle really well. So your cool downs, your warm-ups, that has to improve, and your sleep and recovery has to improve as well. One of the biggest issues that a lot of women have, hormonal imbalances, and men as well. One could be because you're sedentary, two could be because you're overtraining. When you overtrain, yes, there is a fluctuation in your estrogen, your progesterone, your testosterone, your insulin, your thyroxine. All of these are hormones, including your melatonin. So everything is in balance. You can't punish the weight of your body. You can't eat a samosa and an ice cream and say, now I'm going to whip myself with exercise and burn that. The body doesn't work that way. It's okay, you ate a samosa, you ate an ice cream. Your body is smart enough to break it down without you hammering your body with exercise. You need to understand that it is your hormones that make you fat. It is your hormones that cause disease. Exercise is a mechanism that improves blood circulation, builds muscle, which in turn works with your metabolic activity and your overall fat loss. So now you want to step back, and everyone, you are a bio individual, which means you are different from someone else. You know, the best workout programs for people that we see, and everyone's different. They work out heavy on Monday, Tuesday, they take a complete break. On that complete break, they do a little bit of yoga, maybe a light 20-minute walk. That's about it. Breathing exercises, stretching. The next day, heavy workout again. The next day, complete break. Some people like to break it down. They work out 5 days a week, but one day weight training, the next day cardio. The next day weight training, the next day complete break. You need to find out what works for you. How is your recovery? No one can tell you what is right for you. Today we have pro bodybuilders and all of them train differently. All of their rest periods and rest days are completely different. None of them follow the same schedule because everyone is different. So sometimes you got to take responsibility for your own health. You need to be mindful enough to know what works for you. Your trainer doesn't know what works for you. You know what works for you. Your trainer will guide you on what kind of exercise to do, push you, make sure you're eating the right way and working out the right way. But if you wake up tomorrow with sore muscles and your trainer's telling you, come out, come to the gym, work out again, it's your fault. It is your fault for going and working out a muscle that is not yet recovered or a body that is fatigued. You don't get a pat on the back. You don't get a gold medal for hitting the gym when your body is tired and sore. You can hit the gym and maybe do a little bit of yoga or stretching or something. Let the muscle recover and then work it out again. And you will find that your metabolism increases, your fat loss increases, and the quality of your muscle and your muscle tissue increases. More is never better. Less is more. Do it the right way. Do not engage in ego lifting and ego workouts just to show off. Half the people who have done ego lifting, they don't put up the videos of the injuries they have. They don't put up the videos of the suffering they're going through, the painkillers, the injections, and the muscle relaxants and all of that. They only show you the good part of their life. So be careful of that. Everyone is different. Small baby steps to build an incredibly strong body and holistic health. Rest and recovery is medicine to the muscle. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep. And remember, you care is all about you.